Of addiction. He was introduced to drugs at a child age. Like, who the hell does that? If you're somebody that's supposed to be a mentor to somebody, you don't introduce them to something that could destroy.
So I went through a lot of trauma as a kid, mentally, physically, emotionally.
It is basically going to be about the industry, about people in the industry, about common day people judging people about addictions and stuff. It's artists that were made for fame but was used for shame, or was they? And who is really to blame? So you want to start?
I'll let you start first.
Okay. So the first thing I do want to say, RIP to DMX, big. Whether anybody know it or not, he is a spiritual angel. I don't care what nobody say. We're not gonna think about the physical when it come down to thinking about this segment. Whenever you with us, we want y'all to be physical, but we also want y'all to think spiritually. That means no judgment, no nothing. So before we even get started, the first thing I do want to say with DMX, he had a story that I read. I read the article. That's one thing. And that article basically made me cry. It made me feel like I had to tap into his emotions, and I had to understand him from a place of changes. And I read through what the childhood basically was speaking about, and I can relate in some way, but I can't relate because I don't know what it feel like. But from me reading the article that I did, and he spoke highly about his spiritual life and how he was hurt and he was basically battered as a child, and that was, to me, was an affliction of his cause of addictions. He was introduced to drugs at a child age. Like, who the hell does that? If you're somebody that's supposed to be a mentor to somebody, you don't introduce them to something that could destroy who they are as a person. Nobody even knew what his character really was. Nobody knew who he really genuinely was. And even through it all, he gave us the artist. Mm-hmm. But when he gave us Earl Simmons, we pointed the fingers at him. Mm-hmm. You want to go off of that still?
For one, that's my uncle. Everybody know that's my uncle. They know how I feel about him. So I went through a lot of trauma as a kid, mentally, physically, emotionally. And a couple years ago, I read his book, but I kept reading his book because I couldn't believe how honest he was about where he was at mentally and what happened to him. And for one, I respected him because he was a guy that was showing his emotions. He was opening up. For two, you hear a lot of people, especially in the Black community, saying that they went through something, but you don't really never hear them talk about it. So I respected him more because he went through something, he was talking about it, and he never hid what he was going through. So it helped me with my traumas of always being open about what I'm going through and sharing it with somebody else, because you don't know who you're helping. And just reading his book, he had a lot of abandonment issues. Like, just imagine you thinking that your mother is about to bring you somewhere nice and she bring you to a group home that's far away and leave you there. That's going to do something to a kid. And like his mother, like him never being able to like call his mother mommy, or never hearing I love you from your own mother, and every time like that slipping video is that's his entire life. That's not even his entire. That's like just like a glimpse
quarter
of like what was going down. Like, and
look, you naming all the songs now, girl.
yeah, like don't make me start rapping them either.
We could.
We definitely could. I'll start growling and barking too.
But then the weird thing is, when I read the article, they say that was a form of defense. That barking, the growling sound was actually a form of letting you know, like, be aware, I'm the dog. I bite. You bite me, I'm gonna bite your ass back. So I don't know.
Y'all been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. So it's just to go back to like where you said like somebody introducing drugs to him at a young age, and to be completely honest, there are a lot of older sick people that don't even care about the younger generation. They see potential, they know that it didn't happen for them, and they don't want it to happen for you. So that's how I'm looking at it, because that's exactly how situations happen. That's if somebody has talent in music, somebody has talent in a sport or artist, or just something that they never was. Certain people would try to destroy that.
Do people not know that is what they are there to do? The harder the lessons, the stronger you become, the stronger you go. Like you said, those people that was meant to bring him, the reason why, okay, I'm gonna reiterate why I called him Earth Angel. He's one of us. He's a light worker. What people gotta understand, when you a light worker and you go through the work, we go through the worst of shit. I'm gonna tell everybody else why we gotta go through this, why we gotta go through that, why we gotta go through that. Because Spirit actually ordained certain people to go through certain things so that way they could come out a stronger person. And what I feel like with DMX, he didn't understand that in the beginning. Even though and sometimes we heard it one way or another, he always called on God, he always believed in God, he always had faith. It was that he was tugging with them demons, because even with his prayers, it was still negative things coming his way. But the whole thing of it is, I respect him, because even when he was doing his dirt, he never forgot where he came from. He never left his spiritual side there in the back front. And I see a lot of men go through that now. Like you said, back to when she said that emotional thing. Let me tell you something. I hate when people say a man is not supposed to cry. I hate when people judge a person for their emotions, for them speaking their truths. One thing I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm learning this as a person, crying is not a weakness.
It's a therapeutic cleansing thing.
It's a cleansing. And the strongest person will shed a tear and pick themselves up and know where direction they're going in now. That's what that's for. It's for you to clear off the energy that's trying to stop you and distract you. But with DMX, I feel like if somebody would have listened to him and not fed into the negative side of him and bigged him up and told him, oh, this is the way, let's get high, let's get faded, let's do this, let's party. That's the common thing that a lot of us go through now with friends. We got friends that will big us up when we doing some negative shit. But what about where y'all at when we trying to get right and we trying to be aligned with our soul and trying to go through our soul paths? You want to iterate?
It's so much I want to say about.
No, go ahead.
For one, I'm pissed off because I feel like the love that he's been shown right now should have been shown. Like, he's been crying out for years since he came out. That should have been shown to him. And I'm just like you saying, like, men are supposed to cry. The weakest thing a man can do is to like make it seem like he don't cry, nothing's wrong with him, he not bothered by nothing. Like, I have had so many men come to me. I work in substance abuse and mental health. So many men come to me about confessions, their traumas, things that like deep rooted stuff where I'm like, damn, you trust me enough to tell me this? Like, sacred stuff. And they hold a lot in. Like, women, we go through molestation, rape, drug addiction, abandonment issues. We go through all types of stuff, and guys go through the same things too.
They sure do.
But I want guys to get to a point where you know that it's okay to heal. You know that it's okay to open up. You know that it's okay to cry.
FYI, it don't make you a bitch to shed a tear.
It don't.
It make you human.
It don't.
It make you human.
It really don't. So like with DMX, I respected him for so many years, and I wish I'd known him. Well,
personally,
yeah, I wish like
you have.
Yeah, I know, but I wish he was in my life just so he could see that I never judged him. Like, yeah, I knew about the shit that you do, and that's like what we was talking about today. I used to judge people, but it came to a point where I did a lot of stuff as a kid and growing up, and I would have to redirect that to myself. Like, Cilvia, who the fuck is you to be judging anybody?
Yeah.
So now I don't judge nobody. It's like if I feel like judging somebody, I have to question myself. Thoughts, and I gotta redirect that. But it's just like even when somebody's open about their drug addiction, it's like that's all that they're viewed as.
They're not their problem. You need to listen. One thing I learned, me doing the spirituality readings and me working with different clients, a lot of my clients come from broken homes, from situations where they had to find ways of means to survive. And I always say, somebody asked me one day, do you think somebody that was brought up off of survival can relate with somebody brought up off of love? No, we may not relate in certain areas, but we need each other. It's vital. It's vital because if DMX would have had somebody that really genuinely showed him compassion and love and never judged him about his addictions and actually walked with him every day and was his backbone and his strength, I think he would have been better off. I think he would have got a better concept of living versus just, this is all I'm attracted to. Which I did not bring the article, but I did write some of the theories that came up out of the article that I think was very valued points that he made. And if people really listen, and I have two artists that originally this show was supposed to be about the industry, which this is going to be like a 3-part segment show. I'm not going to even lie. This is the first one, but I feel like this is so vital. And it's vital because in the entertainment business, they try to make you be something you're not. And when you stop speaking, when you start speaking, they want you to shut the fuck up. He was speaking for so long, right? But the entertainment industry gave society what they wanted to see, because even if they sit up there and say, we ridicule him, but we got a neighbor that's out there that's on drugs. It's harsher on them. DMX was a celebrity. He showed y'all his pain. He told y'all what was the problem. And we still point the fingers. But you got Susan or Mary that live next door that was something that she was introduced to as a child. I met a lot of people that was introduced to drugs at a young age, and that's what they thought was life. A lot of the stuff that we addicted to in life, we think is okay. But the truth is, nobody never tell us no. No, it's not.
Because it's a... So when you said something about somebody being raised versus survival and versus love, I honestly feel like I was raised on both.
Yeah.
Like, I was raised on love. My family loved me, but I was trying to survive all my damn traumas that was kicking my ass. Like,
yeah.
And I felt like my traumas was really trying to kill me. I didn't know how to deal with. And because nobody in my family healed, nobody could help me. Only thing they know how to do was love me on the level of love that they knew about, and that was it. And it's like, I had to go save myself. I had to go save Cilvia. I couldn't put the blame at nobody else, and I just feel like he didn't have that.
Nope.
He didn't, as much people loved him, like he didn't have nobody like mentally being there for him. It's not that he wasn't.
So I got a question. Do you think when he actually became famous, right? This was a big question in my mind. This is what really made me want to do this segment about his life. It's not just about him, it's about everybody, mental health, but he's the example right now because so many people are now giving him his roses. And all he wanted was that while he was alive. So when he did come out and he explained about his addictions and stuff, and it was more so the men was ridiculing this man. Oh, he a fiend. You know what you doing. You got money. You got too much money to do it. But I said, this is the problem. If something was there persistently before and he didn't heal those traumas and that was his coping mechanism, what the hell you thought was going to be his coping mechanism? But I feel like when he came to society, he came to his people, his fans. Why these people love me so much? So he felt comfortable to explain his deepest hurt and what was going on with him to us, and yet we still judged him. That will push a person back to addictions quicker than anything.
The fact that he, if y'all look it up, it's a whole bunch of videos that we telling y'all about that y'all could do your research and find out and actually read the book. But it was a certain concert that he went to, and he started crying after because like everybody was like he felt the love in the room. But because his mother didn't love him, because his father neglected him and didn't have nothing to do with him, he didn't know how to receive that. That's just like now to like in a lot of days people are like, well, I don't trust nobody. That shit not cute to say. Like, it's nobody on your team that you can trust. I don't trust nobody, or I got abandonment issues, or I feel whatever issues that you have, if you don't fix that, I don't want people in my life like that, because it's like no matter what I do, I can go out my way to say that you can trust me, that I'm not going to abandon you. But if you don't deal with those issues, you're draining the fuck out of me.
Absolutely.
And you're going to have to deal with that. So it's like, don't ask for something of me and you can't even heal yourself. Don't ask me to be your friend and you can't be a friend to yourself. And
to go along with that, like, sometimes being a friend is not being there all the time, because sometimes some of our friends get here, tarot reader and a spiritualist. I do attract a lot of people that is like that. And my thing is, I gotta learn when to cut them off, because I always tell a lot of my clients, when you become codependent on your readings, you will never go searching for yourself. So, like, you one of my clients, I usually give y'all like a month. I tell y'all come back every month or 2 months.
I become like
every 2 to 3 months. Yeah. And I like it like that. I love the way she do it, because it gives her time to see what I already explained to her and see what she could alter and see if she could change something about it before whatever comes to her that she already aware of, it happens.
And most of the time I do it for nothing, because
she knows.
I be knowing.
She know.
I really, like, my intuition be telling me everything, like I be knowing, but I just be needing like a little bit of just like
a little tool, a little confirmation. Which I'm glad she's like that, because that's what a spiritual reader is supposed to be for. It's not to give you a guide like, oh, I don't know where to go. See, people come to us for direction, but the truth is, we can give you the map, but that you're not going to understand. So it's the same thing with the spirituals. You come to going on around you, this is what needs to change, blah, blah, blah. And it's up to you to read that map. It's up to you to know what that map means. That's why I say you can't force people to heal. You can't force none of that. Because somebody will heal when it's their timing. But in the case of DMX, I'm going to read this really quick, and then we're going to go into something else. This is DMX. But I also wrote about the Lil Nas X thing. I'm going to cover it just for a moment, because it's relating to what's going on with DMX as well. It says, artists that were made for fame but used for shame, or was they? Is it more than what meets the eye, and who is really to blame? I just asked like 3 different questions. Some of these music artists are made for fame. They talented as hell. They creative. They got the whole concept of whip bam. But when a lot of them come from homes like poverty and stuff that they had to, we get excited about when we get famous. That's one thing I learned. We even felt like that. Girl, we look good. Like, this feel like some celebrity shit going on. We rushed you. Hold on, we coming. No, but seriously, like, I get it. It's an adrenaline thing. You get it. Excited. Artist is gonna give you the artist. Gave up artist. He's a hater. Him doing that song was a blow in everybody's face, because y'all ridiculed him after he was politely telling y'all, I'm a gay man. He did not show y'all. He didn't give y'all the visuals. So I condone him. I'm sorry. People hate me for saying it, but I condone him. Okay. He gave y'all Christian people a little taste of y'all own medicine, because y'all are supposed to be the non-judgmental people. Because by the Bible, it says, thou shalt not judge thy neighbor. And y'all motherfuckers judging the most. So I'm going to say this and say this. When he did that mantra video, it was a cry out to y'all to shut the fuck up and listen. Like, stop talking about me. Love me for the artist I am because I trusted y'all enough to come to y'all as the artist and let y'all know as the man I am, the person. I'm gay. DMX, same thing. I came to y'all first as the artist. Y'all didn't know my background. But I felt like since y'all love the artist I am, because I'm telling y'all my story through my music, y'all should listen to me now. You get what I'm saying? So it was a trust thing.
It was being real, honest, and raw. And a lot of people don't like real, honest, and raw. People,
they hate authenticness.
Yeah, people want fake. They want lies. They want stuff that's just not real.
That's toxic as defa.
Yeah, I don't like stuff like that.
People like trauma bonding. They don't. That's when you know y'all like bonding with people that can lie to you. Like I hear all these other artists that's putting on this fake ass persona. Like, excuse me, I'm gonna get ridiculed. Cardi B said she like her arguing with her nigga because he like a toxic bitch. Mm-hmm. Do y'all like toxic bitches? I really want to know. I don't want to be a toxic bitch. I don't like toxic bitches as friends or family members. So for her to say that, that's a lie. Because I guarantee you, she can't be a toxic bitch at home. Mm-hmm. Her man ain't allowing that. And even if he is, that's why he do what the fuck he do. Mm-hmm. A man don't want a toxic person all the time. A person don't want to be toxic, but a person also wants to be themselves. So the point that I'm making, a lot of these artists will give you, I say artists, because artists are the ones that create their music and they use their own creativity. They're not getting people that's writing their own music and stuff, even if at the same time they do. But when I seen the article about the Old Town Road, Nas X said, he said something to me. He said something to me. Well, his spirit was saying something to me. He was saying he's seriously been trending. It says he's seriously been trending, and his self-proclaimed song Monterio, "Call Me by Your Name." One thing I noticed off the rip from the video, he was definitely giving us what we asked for. Yes. So many will say, "Why would I say this?" This is me talking to myself now. But think about it. Did the fans affect his creativity in this video? Hell yes. Back when Old Town Road did come out, like I said, he gave y'all nothing to show any signs of his gayness. Down the line, he came out verbally, without visual, and said, "I'm gay." And everybody still point the fingers. So then he made the other song, where he started wearing the little girly looking things and putting the weaves in his hair and all that stuff. So now he's starting to show y'all visually, I'm gay. I told y'all vocally. Now I'm going to visually explain to y'all what it is. So now, at this point now where it led to the Monterio, he has self-esteem issues. He's already battling with himself because I guarantee you go home, his family is against him for being gay. Mm-hmm. He did not want his fans to do the same thing. He thought y'all was going to accept him for the artist he is, not for his personal life. But I get it. Everybody say, "Oh, why did this? Or why did he put it out there? He should be expecting that." He trusted y'all. Just like DMX trusted y'all. Just like Whitney Houston trusted y'all. Mm-hmm. Just like a lot of these artists trust y'all with their lives, because even if they is in the limelight, they want it to be authentic with you. Mm-hmm. But because what society tell us the common day person is supposed to look like mentally, we start judging them. And the overall thing is, acceptance is the agreement. That's point blank period. Accept people for who they are, good and bad, as long as it's not harming you. So what if somebody gay? We also still human. They still human. You want to go on for something?
I think people need to learn to just mind their damn business. Like, it don't got nothing to do with you. Like, if I'm more of a person, I don't like when people bring me drama. Don't bring me gossip about somebody. You like, "Oh, you heard about so-and-so, so what the fuck they got to do about it?"
Right.
It don't got nothing to do with me. Why you telling me that? Like, y'all have to stop being so focused. And, like, people get so focused on what celebrities do. So what? They're still human. They go through the same things. Like, y'all put them on this high bracket, like they don't have the same issues that we have. They do. But
no,
it's like,
you know what people
have the world.
They got the money.
Yeah,
that
they do.
Think
and then
don't.
They have the world just watching them, and then like just judging. Like, you don't ever sit back and think like how hard that is to like be inside the world and like just imagine what Whitney Houston went through.
Listen,
just imagine.
I could relate to her.
Just imagine. So stuff like that, it's like y'all gotta stop going after people past. Like, I got a pass. You know,
I got a pass.
You know, I am not afraid to tell you anything that you want to know about me because that's my past. That's something that I did. I don't live there anymore. Yeah. I don't use that to like beat myself up and self-sabotage myself. So I moved on from it. Like, yeah, I may go back to it to help somebody else, but I'm not going back to that.
Absolutely.
And you really have to put yourself in, like right now, a lot of people have a problem with being stuck. Because they feel like healing is too much. When healing is the easiest thing. And I'm telling you, healing is the easiest thing because healing is what I actually do for myself so I can be better. So I can be better for myself. So I can be better when I have a child. So I can be better if I get married. So I can be better so I don't bleed on other people. And people look at healing so hard, but it was like some things that I thought that I would actually take to the grave with me and never told. But God actually brought me somebody to actually say, like, these are my traumas. These are the things that I wrestle with when I'm by myself or, like, when somebody brings me to a point. And just to say that and get a whole weight is, like, lifted off of my chest. Like, that's something I don't got to live with. But it's, like, in your head, for one, we overthink a lot of shit that's not going to happen. Like, you're going to think it's going to go down and people going to judge you. No, you got to map it out. You got to literally manifest this stuff. You got to manifest the people for your healing. You have to, like, get out of the area. I had to get out of New Haven, for one. Because it wasn't helping me. It wasn't serving me. It wasn't the people. Well, I can't say it was the people. It was the energy. And just me thinking to move back here, I can't because, for one, I know everybody. Basically.
Yes.
But two, I am very sensitive to other people's energy, and I get drained real quick. Like, I need to go away. I don't need to be around. For what? It's not serving me. And you have to get out of a place. You have to get out of an environment that's not serving you. You have to go on. You don't want to be, 5 years from now, 2 years from now? Where I'm at right now, I don't want to be in 3 months.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to be there because I'm working on it. So
that's right.
You have to put yourself. And the one thing that I can say with DMX, you see him give a lot of love to a lot of people. For one, the love that you give people, the care that you give people, anybody else. And you have to sometimes be selfish with it because people don't appreciate it.
And I think that's what really happened with him. I think he gave so much love out and those same people turned their back on him and pointing fingers that the only thing that made him feel good was his addiction. And it's sad to say, when I ask who's to blame, we got to point the fingers at ourselves sometimes. That's the hardest pill to swallow.
Don't get me wrong. I had my addiction. I've been clean over 5 years from that addiction. And I know what DMX went through because when you go through a certain trauma, that drug is your escape. That drug, he could smoke in New York and feel like he's somewhere else, like he out of state. Like, it brings you to, you in a dark place, it brings you to a dark place. But you're not feeling, you're numbing. And I completely, I get it. But he didn't want to. He didn't want to live his life as constantly. I don't believe he died. He did not die over no freaking overdose. No. He was way too healthy. You know when somebody is using. It's all in their face, like it's all in their body. Something else happened, and that's another thing. The industry hides a lot of celebrity deaths of what is really going on behind the scenes, and they think that we're stupid.
So FYI, y'all gonna want to tune into the next segment of this show because we got somebody else that's coming up here that's in the industry that is going to tell y'all some shit about spirituality with the industry and just what the hell is really going on. Because DMX ain't the only one. We can pull him. We can definitely pull him. And again, that's because they speak their authentic selves. So they want to make you embarrassed about who you are. They want to make you feel lesser than. And then that's the thing. He had to battle with that. Like a lot of celebrities, they battle with their at-home life. And they battle with they limelight life, the life that they got underneath of our eyes that we don't know what the hell going on at home. That man could be sitting up there going through so much with his kids, his home, his finances. So yes, he comes to us for comfort and do his music and talk to us about what's going on, and we do this too.
I don't even think it's with just celebrities. Like
it's us.
Like for instance, I'll use myself. Like if people from my past have seen me and then they see me now and like they know the things that I accomplished, they know where I'm at. Like whether it's family, friends, old school friends, people that I went to school with, and it's like people expect me not to
Girl,
fall.
let me ask you something.
Hold
you
on.
ready for this podcast show? Because they really gonna be talking.
So people expect me not to fall short because the mountain that I climbed.
Yeah.
And like I recently got into an accident, so it's like people were like, so what the hell? I'm human. Leave me the fuck alone. Like I'm not killing myself. I'm not self-sabotaging myself. I need what I need, and I need to relax. So leave me the hell alone. But y'all have to stop like having so many expectations for people, and you don't even have expectations for yourself. Stop asking for stuff that you cannot reciprocate. The shit is draining. So many people have expectations that Cilvia not gonna fall short. I am, but I ain't gonna stay there. I'm gonna get my ass back up, and I'm gonna keep going. And like y'all really need to be understanding to other people's situations again. It's like a lot of people are just closed-minded and they don't want to be open-minded at all. They just want to think what they want to think, and they just want to live in that. Like, no, well, this is what I'm thinking. That's your opinion. No, that's not. Somebody can literally sit here and have a conversation with me, and I can disagree, but I'm open-minded with it, so we're not getting into no argument.
Exactly.
We're not getting into no argument about it.
It's like basically you want to see both sides to the spectrum, because even if you think you're right on one end, somebody else could be having another piece that you're missing to make your puzzle 100%. So yes, we gotta stop ridiculing and pointing fingers at everybody, because we never know what answers we might. And I have noticed a lot of people do that, and then down the line they get exactly what that person told them, and then they feel stupid. And they gotta be like, well, you know what? You was right, but that person wasn't right at that moment because you had I call it a trigger point. When somebody telling you something that could be vital to help you to maneuver some things in life, and then they tell you, and then you do that, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You don't know nothing. 9 times out of 10, that's because you still didn't heal that party. And we all do that. I do that.
People like to complain about their situation, but they don't want to do nothing about it. So you have to remember that. And like now that I'm looking back at it, like I'm like what just popped in my head is like the relationship with DMX and his first wife. So I honestly feel that for one, she already knew what was going on with his mother. So she tried to be there, and she tried to love him on the level that he was never loved before, but it just didn't work out because of the situations that he dealt with his mother. You can tell he struggled with. You can tell that he's. All right, listen. When a guy has mommy issues, you can see it. And he had mommy issues. He had 15 kids with numerous women. And this is not judging him at all. It's just, you have to see the patterns. You have to know the patterns. So it's like, he tried to find the love that his mother, that he didn't have. His same thing with a female. If a female's having daddy issues, she's gonna look for that love in other places. Yeah. So it's like it goes, and like you really have to like look at stuff like why people do the things that they do, but don't get attached.
You
to
can't
like,
judge them. You just got to see it for what it is.
It's more of an understanding of why they're doing what they're doing, not judging them. But it's like I look at that and I'm like, I know that even though it didn't work out with him, that she still loved him and he still loved her, but it was hard. Even though that video that I showed you, it was a video of him crying that he was never able to call his mother mommy, and he was never she never said that I love you. That video made me choke. He started crying, but he stopped crying because he was like, this is some sucker shit. No, it's not no sucker shit.
Actually, you mind if I play that snippet?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want y'all to really hear this, and this is where we coming from. You got it? Yeah, get it faster. This is where we coming from, and I want y'all to listen to him. And we're not even showing y'all the video. We just want y'all to hear.
I used to always turn to drugs when, just I was feeling a certain way. And now that I'm not doing that, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when the pressure builds up, I'll call, Bino and be like, that's all. I just wanted to say, mommy.
You never got to have that mommy experience.
No. And she never, not once, she ever told me that she loved me. I don't sound like a sucker.
You don't sound like a sucker.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, a lot of people.
A lot of people don't get that. So, what's the big deal? So what? She didn't say she loved me. So what? I'm I'm here. I'm healthy. You know what I mean? I got kids. I got a good career.
We say that sucker junk.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't for the sucker shit, and like the lady is trying to like tell him like it's okay for you to.
So, with that video, I'm trying real hard to distinguish what I'm trying to say. He had an outburst, a cry, and that was a war cry. People don't understand what a war cry sound like.
War cries is.
He's been fighting for too long. His soul was tired of holding back. So and that was something that was aching him for a long time. When people say, "Oh, I'm fighting demons," he was fighting his demons heavy. Because for one, he didn't really want to say all that, and then him crying, I could feel like the energy. You could hear him like when he's saying that, like he's trying to restrain his throat chakra. And I'm big on throat chakra. The 5th chakra is my thing. 5D, baby. We are in the 5D. You gotta speak your truth. Men, start speaking up. A lot of y'all men take toxic situations and just be like, oh, I'm a man, I'm supposed to go through that. Bro, you're fucking human. You're not supposed to go through all that.
I know some peaceful men, okay? There are peaceful men out here.
So that's why mentally there for you is going to help y'all men, because I still think, remember when we was discussing and saying having a round table discussion with men and women? I think we still gonna do that. I think that's something that I want to do probably in the next few weeks. Why? Because a lot of men don't get to... I want to hear what men feel about women when we ridicule them. And I hate the fact, like, one thing I could say when he did that outburst, it let me know that a lot of women judged him about his tears because he didn't really want to cry in front of a woman. His mom probably called him a bitch for crying. I hear a lot of men say that, oh, my mom called me a bitch. But your mom is a man then, huh? She can tell you what a man is. She can tell a man not to cry. I could never tell a man not to have emotions.
Some of y'all mothers is bitter, either because their father left y'all, or something happened and something like she got daddy issues, and like you gotta
look behind all that.
No, one thing that I actually learned is that my parents' trauma don't got shit to do with me. I had to learn my parents' trauma whether they didn't tell me or not. And I had to realize, like, why the hell everything just was fine. What the fuck just happened? Like, they got trauma issues too that makes them okay 1 minute and then tick off the next. And like,
absolutely,
you have to understand that, because growing up, you think like, damn, what the fuck? My mother always yelling at me. She always mean, but it's like your mother going through some shit that she don't want you to know about. Your mother can't love you because she got problems loving herself. Like, it's a lot of things, and that's not for everybody. That's just in some cases.
So, guys, I know we're gonna have to wrap this up soon. What I am gonna say, I want y'all to really, really pay attention to how we pointing the fingers at everybody, how we ridiculing these celebrities because of their addictions and stuff, and start looking at the person and not just the artist. They give y'all something for y'all to be entertained with. How about y'all know the person first? Don't just go off of what everybody else saying. Have that judgmental eye to the side. Stop judging everybody. And what I do want to say, rest in peace to DMX. And I really wish he could have got his flowers a whole lot more with him being here instead of y'all pointing the fingers at him, because maybe that would have been helping him with his sobriety, just like a lot of other people in our physical day. We got family members that have
It is
addictions.
crazy because I never met him, but I feel like I gave him his flowers. Like, as far as how hard I went for him while he was here.
You're probably a part of his soul family and just don't know. I believe in that big time. That's a whole nother subject. But, because we gonna like this girl. But no, seriously, y'all, this is Queen Z Spiritual Insight, and you are now watching the podcast. Oh, wonderful. somebody that's supposed to be a mentor to somebody, you don't introduce them to something that could destroy.
So I went through a lot of trauma as a kid, mentally, physically, emotionally.
So yeah, I just wanted to say thank y'all for so I do want to say thank y'all again. Please like, subscribe, and share to the YouTube channel. Also find us on the like page. And don't forget to catch your girl on Melanated Voices podcast as well. I will be doing readings and much, much more there. Guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Be sure to comment, subscribe, like, everything. Y'all have a good one.